Hey, I'm in the Royal Caribbean homepage. I chose two websites. I chose the Royal Caribbean and the Celebration Cruise Line. So for the first critique, I'm going to go with the Royal Caribbean site. I'm in their homepage right now, and as I scroll down, I see that all the pictures are there. Basically all the images and all the information, all the colors are there. So as I see that, everything seems to be in place for right now. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to color. I'm going to do disable page colors. And when that happened, you see a lot of white space. Pretty much it's been stripped out of color. The background looks very basic. It's not as lively. And almost the images that were here are now gone. So the next thing I'm going to do is disable the images. So I'm going to go to images, disable, and all the images. And looks like more stuff is gone. I noticed here too, there used to be the Royal Caribbean logo, and now it's just one link right here. So more stuff has disappeared, and what we get is more of a just white space background. And now we're going to go and disable the CSS. And it looks like all this navigation and all these links have been lined up in a row. You can see one link from another. Everything seems to be more disorganized. All the words are jumbled up. More white space. There's a lot of white space, and you have to scroll down more just to see all the information, just because they've been put in one row after the other. So all these are jumbled up and all over the place when you take out the CSS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo my marks. So it's back to basically how it started. As you can see, lots of color, lots of pictures. So all that elements that was stripped away is now back, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to go under the miscellaneous tab, and I'm going to choose small screen rendering. And what this does is it shows what it's going to look like when you're viewing it from a phone. And it kind of almost looks similar to what we did before when we stripped away the elements. Looks like everything is one row after the other. A lot more links right next to each other, and you have to scroll down further just to see everything. Everything's jumbled up. So this is what it would look like if you were using a phone device. Okay, and I'm going to use the linearized page tool. And what this does is it looks like everything is in order. Everything seems to follow each other in a type of path. So that was interesting because you see a lot of white space here also. It also looks like everything seems to be, one link after the other. It seems to be organized in that way. So that's it for the Royal Caribbean. I'm going to go to my next site, which is the Celebration Cruise Line. And what I'm going to do is do the same thing. So what we have here, as you can see, you have the blue background, the pictures, the information, the links, navigation bar at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and disable the page colors first. And it looks like it didn't make much of a difference like it did with the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, because all it did was really just take out the color of the background, and you can just see the white where the color used to be. And so I'm going to go ahead and disable the images. And as you can see, it looks like a completely blank page. All you see is a few words, this paragraph. You don't even, you can't even really tell what if this was a cruise line, because there's so much limited information once you take out the images. So that made a huge difference. And now I'm going to disable CSS. But before I do that, since it's already pretty much all the elements have been gone, I'm just going to go ahead and bring back all those elements, like the images and the colors, just so I can really see what it does when I take away CSS. So now that everything is back, I'm going to disable CSS and see if it really does make a difference. And it doesn't really seem to. I mean, other than, you know, all this words over the picture. You look at the navigation bar, it's links after the other instead of like one, you know, column or row. No, it's like one after the other. It used to be like one straight row. And really, the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line was more effective with stripping away CSS than this one. So I'm guessing this doesn't use CSS a lot. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that back. And I'm going to go to miscellaneous and use this small screen rendering tool. And what it looks like here, what you would see in a phone device, you'd see this huge space first, this huge block of space, then you'd see the pictures, and then you'd see the information. So it kind of organized it the way that Royal Caribbean did, where everything is in a row and you have to scroll further down to see all the information. There is no navigation bar, all the links are after the other. But it looks like it kept true with the images, so it's a good thing. But like I said, it's just a whole block of space here, which can be misleading. Okay, I'm going to let it go back to normal, and then I'm going to use the Organize Page tool. So this is what it looks like when you're using that tool. You kind of see what follows after the other. Looks like the navigation bar is at the bottom, then the pictures, and then more of kind of the ads, and then the picture, and then the head bar of the web page. So I definitely think that when you were stripping away the elements for the Royal Caribbean cruise, you can definitely see more of the impact rather than this one.